It's time to chill out, get your coffee, and get your slip on. This is the Fortean Slip Daily Dose.
Oh, that kid went on a fucking hoot of a fucking adventure. No, trust me, that drug would fucking make you, like, go further than you've ever gone in a masturbatory rage. And then they see this UFO or whatever it is, this diamond-shaped thing. So, and then 3 helicopters come whizzing in and everything takes off. I don't know if I buy it, motherfucker. Did Bigfoot come out and tickle somebody's balls? Alright, you hooligans. Fortean Slip Daily Dose starts now. Good morning, and welcome to the Fortean Slip Daily Dose, or the return of the Fortean Slip Daily Dose. Maybe this could be like a Steve Alcorn blog. It dies out minutes after it's created. Joining me for the near future, I don't know if it's for the long-term future, Sir Richard Allen from across the way, the pond, the ocean, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He lives in a place called the Shire. I'm pretty sure. Is that what it's called, Richard? Is he there? Did he make it back into the hangout?
Jolly good show.
What?
It's a jolly good show.
Jolly good show.
I thought we were going with the English bit, sorry.
Richard's been having some lovely technical difficulties this morning. He didn't quite know how to manage the hangout through Internet Explorer, and for some reason my intro is going way long. So I'm just gonna shut it the fuck off. Cause fuck that.
Should have just let it run on. I was dancing over it. It's good stuff.
No, cause you're kind of low, so I can't hear you over it.
Oh, alright. That's
So I'd gotten in touch with Richard a little while ago. He started doing the rants on our regular show on Sundays, and it kind of hit right off with us anyway. I mean, we all thought it was fucking hilarious. So I messaged him a little while ago because I wanted to start doing more of a morning thing during the week. And I don't know if I want to do it necessarily every day, but at least a few times a week, and keep up on shit during the week, because I like I had said before on the show, I wanted to do something that fit more with my schedule rather than trying to work around everybody else's. So I could do a little bit of recording during the week and not necessarily have to be, jumping around, jumping through hoops, trying to fucking do this, trying to do that, and work, Steve's schedule into it, or Matt's schedule into it, or whoever else's schedule into it, because I have so many fucking people that I do shows with. Well, not so much anymore, because Skyla's done. The Midnight Rendezvous on hiatus. But,
what?
Yeah, she... I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. She just kind of said she wasn't really all that into it anymore, and she wanted out, so I was like, okay, have fun. Enjoy. Do your thing.
Yeah, she's been a bit down lately, but,
Yeah,
she's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, she's a very cool person. I don't hold anything against her for it. She stepped up and did it when I had asked her to. She, out of the blue, I asked her to do the show, and she was really cool about it, wanted to do it, and, jumped right in. I think the first thing she did, she read the news in for Steve. But she worked really well with it, and I'd take her back in a minute if she, changed her mind. She was a great addition, and she played well off me, which is sometimes hard to do. 'Cause I can be a fucking asshole.
I plead my Fifth Amendment right not to self-incriminate on that one.
Oh no, let it fly. The other day you called me a fucking racist. I told you I was a dumb fucking American.
Yeah, but to be fair, you were like ridiculing my language and stuff for hours.
Well, I mean, to be completely fair, I fucking ridicule that shit all the time.
Yeah, true.
So it's not like anything different, and I pretty much ridicule everything, including myself.
Well, it's good that you can be honest about it, and self-awareness is the first step on the road to change.
Yeah. Well, I just thought that, listen, hey, I thought that all you had access to was the BBC. I thought you lived in, like, kind of a communist country.
What?
Yeah, like, that. Remember the other day when we were talking about TV shows, and I asked you, like, what you had available? Because I don't fucking know. I don't know what you Brits have available over there.
Conversation in which I had to explain to you that England was bigger than London.
Yeah.
And that we did, in fact, get more TV channels.
Hey,
than
and
BBC.
for the record, I'm not the only one who thinks that.
Well, fuck you. No. Right.
So,
yeah.
I wanted to. There's a couple things I wanted to bring up. Nothing like huge today. We're kind of just doing a basic test run, seeing how everything comes off in the recording, and of course, like I wanted to bring Richard on, but we didn't have any planned set show for the day, so I just figured I'd kind of go off on a couple of tangents. But you're over in the UK, so I didn't know if I know you follow my blog, but I didn't know if you'd heard about the story about the triatomin bugs in the southern United States.
The killer kissing bug.
Yeah, the fucking deadly kissing bugs or whatever. I guess, like, it's not all that fucking deadly. The chances are really low of you getting, I guess it's Chagas disease, which is transferred by a fucking parasite of some kind. I don't know what the name of it is. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, because I will probably clusterfuck that thing all the way.
It's another one of those bullshit things. It's like, ticks and Lyme disease. Yeah, they carry it, but the chances of you actually getting it are pretty low.
Oh yeah, I live in Maine, and I live in a high density area for ticks. Like, I'm pulling ticks off the dogs all the time. I'm pulling ticks off myself all the time. And we had one of our dogs get it once, and they had to put her on some type of an antibiotic for a while. I don't know if that does the trick. I don't fucking know anything about Lyme disease. I should know a little bit more. Living where I fucking live,
Educated.
It wouldn't be a bad idea.
High risk area. Possibly might want to increase your knowledge a little bit. Not a doctor though. Not my call to make. So.
Yeah, no.
I
live in an area where there's a high traffic of deer, and a lot just wildlife in general. Because I live pretty much in the fucking woods. I mean, I'm not, out in the forest or anything, but I'm in the woods, relatively speaking.
Rutting season just ended over here. I don't know if you have white-tailed deer, don't you? Do they have a rutting season?
Oh yeah. I don't know when it exactly starts and when it ends. I know it's hunting season right now here. There's a certain, well, I don't know how they do it exactly. It's they can bow hunt for so long, and then they can hunt with a rifle for so long, and then they can hunt with a musket even longer, and I don't fucking know. It's all like and they can't hunt on Sundays. So, God wanted us to eat and procreate, but by God, He didn't want us to fucking eat on Sunday because
Sunday's a goddamn day of rest.
yeah, it's a day of rest. Don't go out and eat. Don't make sure you can survive. Make sure that you're, just hanging out, chilling. I've never understood that. Like, they can hunt every other day of the week, but, don't, by God, don't kill one of them fucking things on Sunday.
It's one of them archaic things, though, isn't it? Like, I can remember when nothing was open on a Sunday.
Oh,
These days,
God. Oh,
open.
yeah. Back when you couldn't buy anything on a Sunday. When you couldn't, until, I remember back before ATMs, you couldn't even get money on the weekends. If you didn't hit the bank on a Friday, you were screwed.
Sad time. In a way, I'm glad we've evolved past certain things like that. But, it is like oldie days when things were better.
The oldie
men
times.
were real men. Yeah, the oldie times, the before time.
Back when they fucking believed in seances and Ouija boards. I love the fact that the late 1800s and early 1900s in the United States especially was like just all people trying to communicate with the dead, and that was completely cool. Like, it was just like the cool.
You said,
what's that?
I said back when you could mention an evil spirit and people would do some kind of weird cross thing across their body and be like, be gone, foul things. The oldie times.
Well, this is before that, because this was when it was cool. Like, there was a time when it was cool, and then all of a sudden it was not cool. Because I remember growing up, and you touched a fucking Ouija board or anything, and this was a devil's playground. Like, you didn't do that shit.
I am deeply suspicious when it comes to Ouija boards. I think they're evil and very, very bad luck. I won't go near them.
Seriously?
Seriously. Yeah, I'm aware that it's your mate or something pushing the glass. I just don't trust them at all.
So, like, would you, like, freak out? Do we have to, like, put you on an episode of, like, Maury, where he brings out a Ouija board and shoves it in your face and says, "No, you have to face your fear, Richard"?
It's not a fear. Well, I guess it is a fear. It comes from, my mum's into all that shit, like the witching stuff and all that, and she's always said that Ouija boards are evil and very bad luck, and some things I can't get rid of.
I don't know if I've had any, like, strange experiences with Ouija boards. I mean, I've used them. I don't know if any of that's ever been quantifiable as paranormal, or if it can just be explained by the other people that were there. I find the stories about them fascinating, and I think when I was younger, they held more of a fascination than they do now. And now it's kind of like, it is what it is. But the interesting thing about the Ouija board, or the talking board, is that there's no real history to it. No one exactly knows where the design or anything came from.
I believe it was Mr. Mattel.
No, it was not a Mr. Mattel. I did some research on that when I did the story of the origin of the Ouija board, and by the origin I mean of the Ouija board that we know today, the one that you see in production, the original production Ouija board. But before that, it just all of a sudden popped on the scene. Like I said, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was like this surge of like spirituality in the United States, where it was cool, it was very hip, if you will, to be into otherworldly things like that. And there were all these, like, I guess there were like these spiritualist camps, and that's where the talking boards came out of. They weren't called Ouija boards back then. That was a name given to them by the gentleman that eventually created them. I can't remember his name. I just did the damn thing. But anyway, that's where they came from. They didn't, and no one knows for sure where. There was a historian who did he was a Ouija board historian, I guess. That was his fucking forte. I don't know how you get those credentials, but he said that there was no, specific history for it before then. They can tell from then because there's a patent that was given to them to say that it worked. Like they went into the patent office and used the fucking thing. That's how they got a patent on it in the United States.
Can we just backtrack a second there? Did you just say he was a Ouija board historian?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is a guy who is he's like a connoisseur, I guess, or something. I don't fucking know. He's like done all this research on the history of the board.
Dude, that's not a thing. I have to be the guy that stands up and is like, no, that's not a thing. A Ouija board historian. Come on! I know the universities are struggling to find shit to major in, but come on! Draw the line somewhere, gentlemen.
But I think they make for good stories. And I've said that a lot on the shows, that I think that stuff like that makes for good stories. I don't know that much of it holds any water. And I don't know that hearing about the shoes underneath the fucking doorway when I was a kid, the little shoe story, I can't remember the whole fucking thing, but, it's some creepy fucking story that I was told when I was a kid. They make good stories. And that's all they really are, I think, for the most part. But, is there something mystical about the Ouija board? Is it, if you let it into your home, are you letting evil in? Are you letting the devil in? I don't fucking know.
No.
I've had a few of them in my house. I don't know if the devil got in.
It's just a board that your mates use to fuck with you, and I know that, but on some level, I still find them very creepy, and I don't like to be near them. But I know, common sense wise, it's just a board with some letters on that other people fuck with you with.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that could be one explanation. Another explanation could be that there's otherworldly forces at work. Another explanation could be that it's demonic otherworldly forces at work. Who knows? I don't know.
Could be
if I was to go with the rational explanation, I'd say probably somebody's pushing the fucking thing in the direction that they want to, whether it's consciously or unconsciously.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff subconsciously and not be aware. It could be you moving it, you're just not aware you're moving it. But I suppose, yeah, it could be otherworld. It could be the ghosts of, like, tricks, people that like practical jokes that are just totally fucking with you for the sake of it. I mean, I'd do that.
Yeah. But, I find them fascinating, as I find a lot of, those strange supernatural stories interesting. But that one in particular, as far as, the history of it, I thought was kind of fascinating, just that there was no real history to it. It isn't something that they can trace back to, like, some mythology from way back when, like the tarot were kind of like a different thing. The runes, I was thinking, the runes of the Norse gods, where they can, they trace that back to the legends of the Norse gods, shit like that. There's like stories that for the basis of the divining tool.
Comes from the North.
Yeah.
Very. I like the North. My opinion of the Ouija board changes.
No, not the Ouija board, the runes.
Oh, all right then. Yeah, fuck Ouija boards.
Yeah, fuck Ouija boards.
I like tarot cards though.
I've used them, and
yeah.
I still have a set somewhere. I don't use them like regularly.
They work the same way that star signs work, though. I mean, you make it vague enough it can apply to anyone, but still, they're nice. I like them.
Well, I think I've talked about this on the show before. I think any of those types of tools, like especially like runes or tarot cards, or I guess you could even say like crystal balls or whatever, if you're using them in that fashion, are better used as tools of self-reflection than anything else.
Yeah, true.
Not so much like divining the future, but in like looking inward. What are the symbols telling you, or and not necessarily that you're picking the correct cards for what you're going through, but maybe it just helps clear your mind or whatever. Meditative states. But I don't know that they're divining tools per se, although I've seen some pretty freaky shit before. So at the same time, in one hand I weigh it down and then the other hand weighs down. I don't know. I sit there and go, which side makes more sense.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. The paranormal is an area that, I'm not interested in researching, like tarot cards, Ouija boards and stuff like that. It's all nice and yeah, is it real, is it not real? I don't really want to know. I mean, the paranormal is definitely something all of us will find out about one day, so why ruin the surprise,
Are you talking about like the end?
Well, yeah, when we die, we're all going to find out if there's any paranormal or if it's a load of bollocks. Well, we won't know if it's bollocks, but you know what I mean. I mean, we'll either be floating around going like, oh, holy shit, all this ghost stuff was totally true. I'm going to find my enemies and totally fuck with them, or we're just not going to exist anymore.
Which is a good point.
I don't know if any of us want to comprehend the fact that we're just going to not exist anymore. I mean, it'd be horrible, but it's a real possibility.
Not only is it a real possibility, it is the only possibility. I'm pretty sure like immortality hasn't been figured out yet.
No. I meant like if there's nothing after death.
Oh, it's a real possibility that there's nothing after death.
If we just cease to be, if we go to sleep.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna figure it out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It's as they said in what is it, Fight Club, on a long enough timeline, all life expectancy drops to zero. Yeah. So we're all gonna figure it out someday. We're all gonna take the same nap. But like I said, I like as I'm going through life. I mean, I enjoy these stories of the supernatural and the like we were just talking, the Ouija boards and tarot cards and the divinatory objects. Like I have quartz crystal balls. I have obsidian crystal balls that I don't do anything with them really. They're just kind of pieces that I have. More back from when I was collecting, when I was into spirituality and new age shit, or what people would associate as new age shit. Well, I wasn't into Wicca so much. I wasn't into any of that or the witchcraft. I was more into ritual magic, but...
Well, paganism.
Well, was it? No, not so much. Paganism is different. You know, paganism and Wicca and witchcraft, they're more natural traditions. It's more like being in tune with nature and the seasons and, you know, and don't get me wrong, ritual magic is too, but to a different degree, and it's very structured. Whereas your pagans, your Wiccans, and your witches are more, their structure is based around nature.
That's a very interesting thing for you to say. Structured. Why use that word?
What do you mean?
Well, you're very chaotic, aren't you? We talked about doing this show, and you said you didn't want to come up with a topic ahead of time. You liked it to stay fresh. So I'm just interested in why structured would appeal to you. Why is ritual magic being structured?
Because while I like to be chaotic and fresh and on point when I'm doing something like this, I mean, this is different. This is creative in a different type of way. If I'm looking at my spirituality, I'm a very mathematically oriented person. Math always appealed to me. Numbers and things balancing out always, you know, very, very important to me. Little known secret about me, I cannot have the volume on an odd number. If there is a number setting to a volume control, I can't have it on like a 1, a 3, a 5. I have to have it on a fucking even number. Because
that's OCD.
It's very, very OCD, but it's because I like balance, and math equations balance out. And with rituals, when I was into that type of shit, and it's not that I'm not anymore, it's just that I kind of fell out of faith, so to speak, and you know, I think there's a lot of people in the world that can relate to that, even though they might not follow the same faith. But math and that balance translates very well into ritual magic. And that's why.
I suppose, to some degree, all of this stuff, the magic, paranormal, cryptozoology, I mean, like, it falls into that. Common sense says that none of this stuff exists, and reason and logic are like, nah, but some part of everyone's brain is like, but what if it's true? I mean, everybody, even the most logical person, will have something that they believe in. It's that whole mankind needs to believe in something greater than itself in order to exist thing. And, you know, it could be anything from Bigfoot, magic, paranormal, just that belief, I think, is the point.
Well, unless you're Penn Jillette, and then you don't believe in anything.
Penn Jillette? Who's that?
Penn and Teller. You don't know Penn and Teller over there in
No, I know
the UK?
Penn and Teller. I just didn't know his surname.
Oh, okay.
He'll believe in something.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't trying to be fucking racist again, Richard. Jesus.
Well, I don't know with you. I mean, you've got some real issues with the Brits.
No, I don't. I don't have issues with the British people. I love the British people. Love you guys. You're fucking great.
When you were like, I can't tell the difference between the Australian and British accent, and I was like, what?
I just think like the Australian accent's a different dialect. Like you guys like talk different if you're from Liverpool or fucking, I don't know.
Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. See? I wasn't.
Well, regional differences. Okay, there is a difference in America between Texas and Maine accents.
You're absolutely
it's
right.
The way it is. But, you know, there's a difference between Irish and English. There's a difference between Southern Irish and Northern Irish and Scottish and even the Welsh.
And they believe in leprechauns.
fucking weird language.
Do you ever go hunting leprechauns with the Irish?
Me? No, I don't do that.
You haven't trained your fucking ferrets to do that yet.
No, I don't. Well, leprechauns are an endangered species, and my ferrets are more into killing stuff. So.
Fuck. On that note,
while we're on that subject.
On that note, Richard.
Oh, come on. All right then.
Oh, fuck. Leprechauns are an endangered species, really?
You're less schizophrenic when you don't shit down.
I don't know what episode of the fucking Daily Dose this is. Maybe I'll just reset it to 0. If you like this shit, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. Leave a comment, share it around, share this shit.
Go to my blog.
Yeah, go to Richard's blog. He fucked up how to spell schizophrenic, so the link is always underneath the video if you want to go check out his blog. And check out Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and youtube.com/Dred Funn. And check out Matt's blog at bigfootcrossroads.com. See ya!